How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Over $1 billion was liquidated in the last 24 hours with $943.3 million from long positions that have been liquidated. And again, just a continuous reminder why you don't want to be leverage trading. I've said this from the beginning on my channel, and I'll say it again no matter how many times I have to repeat this. I'm totally against leverage trading platforms because, manipulation when it occurs and, obviously some external factors that can have an impact on the broader market can really wipe out your positions. And this right here is a perfect example for us. Looking across the board, you guys can see, double-digit drop for the broader market. Like I said, some external factors are causing this right now. Those things are out of our control, and that is obviously something that you need to realize, because that risk factor always lies when we are looking into digital assets, even stocks, to be specific. But looking across the board, pretty much over the last 1 week, all the gains that we were making pretty much have been gone at this point in just a snap. BTC did end up dropping below $106,000. Like I said, some external factors are causing this. If you're looking at XRP, it is down about 6.7%, holding better than majority of the market, but it is down $2.10 is the current price. Anyone that's going to come out and say, well, the price of XRP is going down, what is this? I really hope you guys, pause the video and take a look at, the broader market, zoom out. Is it just XRP that's down, or is it a broader market? And then that would answer everything that you have to ask. As far as the Bitcoin comparative side of things go, we're down about 2.5%. Valuation still above 120 billion, to be exact, 123.5 billion dollars, and the 24-hour trading volume is at about 3.2 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So this chart right here really sums up everything we've been discussing day in, day out. If you follow my channel on a regular day-to-day basis, this is a perfect example. Look at it. Google search interest for Bitcoin is now at the same level, where it was when Bitcoin was priced at $16,000. So right now, you're looking at the price of BTC. Bitcoin is pretty much on the verge of an all-time high. We're sitting at six-figure price point. But yet you're still seeing the Google searches are really at the lowest level. What is this showing you? This is showing you the money that is coming in is not retail. It's big money that is flowing into BTC, something I've been emphasizing on the channel day in, day out. And right here is a perfect example of that, just gives us more confirmation that yes, this is big money that's flowing in. So again, something that we can kind of take away from this. And really shows you how early we are currently, especially dollar cost average investors that are dollar cost averaging into their positions. While there is still a lot of fear across the market, especially when it comes to altcoins, this is something that you don't really want to be overlooking, because if Bitcoin has this low amounts of interest and amount of Google searches being made, imagine what that number is going to look like for altcoins. You could go see this for yourself as well. But again, something that we don't really want to be ignoring. But look at this. The U.S. Senate schedules final passage vote on the Genius Act for Tuesday, June 17th, with timing to be determined by the majority leader. Very, very big stuff. Of course, Genius Act is revolutionary for the entire digital asset space, and we can really see things are moving in the right direction, especially when it comes to this bill being passed. Obviously, it has to go through certain votes, but we are seeing big progress being made day in, day out. But look at this. First ever large-scale XRP reserve, $500 million. A Singapore-based Trident Digital NASDAQ plans to, it's obviously traded on NASDAQ, plans to raise $500 million to establish the world's first large-scale corporate XRP reserve. When you talk about XRP reserve, of course, with this amount of money, they're going to go on the open market and actually buy XRP. So obviously that could be also done on the OTC, which obviously does not have an impact on the broader market, but still you could really see big companies are coming on board and actually adding XRP and creating XRP treasuries, which really shows you which direction things are really moving in. Once XRP ETF goes live, that opens more doors, of course, for institutions to come on board easily, hedge funds, private equity companies, it just changes the entire thing. So, the initiative will focus on the acquisition of XRP tokens as a long-term strategic reserve, the deployment of staking mechanisms to generate yield, and deep engagement with the Ripple ecosystem. And on top of that, SEC government and Ripple have jointly asked Manhattan District Court to lift the injunction in the ongoing case and release the $125 million civil penalty held in escrow. They proposed that 50 million to be paid to the SEC, with the rest returned to Ripple. The motion is part of the larger effort to resolve the case, conclude pending appeals, and prevent further legal disputes between the parties. Very, very, very big stuff coming out. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price. Here we have it, guys. Look what's happening with the dominance. Dominance broke out today. Again, a huge catalyst behind this major pullback. Of course, BTC is also the catalyst. We did see Bitcoin going down to the likes of $102,000. Bitcoin actually saw quite a sharp drop, while dominance literally went from the likes of 63.75% up to almost 65%. That's a huge jump, and we are pushing up to yearly highs, exactly what we've been discussing over the last few days. The reason why Bitcoin did fall down to 102,000 is due to some external factors. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, but if you're looking at XRP's price, of course it's going to have an impact. If you think XRP is not going to have an impact, I really hope you guys understand XRP is not a stable coin. It is going to react with the broader market. But look where we ended up coming down to. We still did not retest the the 38.2 Fibonacci support line, but we did come down to the likes of $2.09. So quite a sharp drop from just the past day. You can see this for yourself. We have seen a drop of about 10% for XRP, but like I said, as to be expected, dominance has seen a major sharp increase, while BTC has seen a sharp pullback, which of course is going to have an impact on altcoins, and XRP is no exception. But yet we're still in the 38.2 fib zone. In terms of accumulation standpoint, obviously people that were waiting for an accumulation or adding cheaper XRP into their portfolio, of course that opportunity is once again here. But this support is very, very important. If we don't hold around this support, maybe we do go down to $2 for the first time pretty much since April, which could still be on the table. That's something I want you guys to be aware of. But so far so good. Let's see what happens. I just wanted to let you guys know that yes, XRP is down, but the entire market is also down. So anyone that's going to come out and just only pick on XRP, it's just not fair. You need to take a look at the broader market. Let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later. Been Crypto ZX, and peace out.